Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor, and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Gemini. If Gemini is your solar, lunar, ascendant/rising sign, then this is a message for you. All right, let's get going. And so our card tonight is the Eight of Discs, which has everything to do with prudence. Okay, and let's see what these tea leaves have to say. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit the little bell. It'll let you know when the next videos are coming out. Okay, so I feel like we're on some kind of voyage here. And I actually almost wonder if you are traveling soon. And I will show you why. So we have right here, we have a little boat. You can see here. Now it's in the emotional zone. So I feel like we're traveling, and then we have a house right here. You can see this little house. Kind of looks like a bird's house, but we'll call it a house. And I feel like there is a sense of traveling, maybe home to, maybe traveling to your home, your old home where you grew up, or traveling to a person who feels like home. Not exactly sure which, but being with somebody who really reminds you of, you know, what you would consider maybe your home of origin. And so we also have, it looks like a fox's face here. You can see the eyes, you can see the nose, and kind of the top of the head here. There's a bird sitting on top of this right there. You can see right perched. And we have a footprint right here. Okay, so I feel like as you are beginning this journey, as you are deciding to, you know, maybe like book a ticket or get on the road, I feel like you have to be vigilant here. There just seems to be this kind of almost mischief. The universe is going to make this a little difficult for you. And I think that it really is sending you a message. For whatever reason, it sent the bird, right? But it also sent the fox. And the fox is tricky. The fox is sly, right? Now, I don't think that this is an attack or any kind of, you know, disastrous thing. But I do think that there are going to be some things that absolutely just, you know, put a wrench in it. And won't stop you. Okay, but, you know, and I'm thinking of things like a flat tire or, gosh, like, you know, you are traveling and your credit card gets like a fraud thing warning and it gets locked or whatever. And it's a headache, and it's like, it can get worked out, but what am I going to do? I have all this other stuff going on, and now I have this to deal with. And so I feel like be mindful, be vigilant, you know, keep your wits about you, right? And I think that will be, that will help the matter quite a bit, right? No mistakes or minimal, right? So now we also have, the foot. Okay, so I think that this is, I imagine, oh gosh, I remember growing up, so many people had this, I don't remember the actual poem, but that Footprints poem with, it was like a Christian, you know, I don't know if it was a proverb or what it was. I can't remember. But I remember seeing them in people's homes, hanging on the wall or a little plaque or something in the kitchen. So what I take from this is not that it has anything to do with that particular poem, but there's a sense of as you journey, you are not alone, right? You are protected. You are being cared for. You are being carried in some ways. That doesn't change just because there are some little hiccups, and that fox is, you know, the trickster spirit is alive and active and well, right? But you know, I think part of this is, and this is maybe why you're here, why you're even hearing this. Make sure that you are taking care of yourself, taking care of the, you know, you're going on like a road trip across the country. Do not wait to get your oil changed, right? Get everything fixed up. Make sure you have, you know, whatever you need, the things, like extra things. Make sure that you have, you know, like access to your phone numbers, your emergency contact, like all of these things. I don't think anything in particular, but it's like, it's always that like one thing, you know, and so more so than any other time, I think there's just double check, right? Now we have the eye right here. Okay. We also have a rocket ship, and it, you know, it's phallic. It's powerful and definitely has that kind of wander fire energy. But I feel like, you know, all of this is going so fast. I feel like there's a sense of excitement. And I think just like an undertone of love here. And I almost do. I think it is like almost romantic, or at least kind of a deep attraction, right? And how maybe this is part of your trip. I don't know. Maybe you'll see somebody who you used to date, or you'll meet somebody who you have like a bit of a dalliance with or something. But it seems like, I mean, this is very prominent. So I really feel, you know, there's a sense of this kind of being like a side quest, right? But I do think, yeah, it feels exciting, sensual. In my head, I feel like there's like a lot of laughing, giggling, and you know, just smiling, glowing. Now the eye, now we have a J and a K, and I feel like with the I, it's like this is separate. This is even separate from these other things. There's somebody really intently watching what you're doing, and maybe this is like through social media or posting. I almost feel like it's somebody, maybe a family member, a sibling, maybe a sister, but they're watching what you're doing. They're like kind of I almost feel like there's a sense of jealousy or competition here, and just really kind of lurking in some ways. It feels very two-faced, and there's half a face here, right? And so I almost feel like this is like, you're like cordial. There's a sense of like, yeah, you get along, and you're probably even nice to each other. But there's just that I don't know, that note of discord in there. And it's like, I think on your end, it's almost kind of like you're just not, like, you're over it. It's been for so many years, probably since you were children, and it seems ridiculous now. You just want everybody to be happy and healthy and enjoying their life, at least feeling, somewhat stable in their life. And yet here with this person who you love and who loves you, you just can't get over this thing, this, like, always keeping tabs on, like, how well you're doing or what you're doing, or, always kind of something to say about it. And, I feel like there's kind of even the impulse to just confront it. But I think it's also just kind of like you're getting to a point. I think you're just, like, right on the edge of just, like, letting it go completely. And I think that that it's going to it could destroy the relationship. Not because there's conflict, but because you're not going to feed into it anymore. Denying them maybe access to your most private life. I forget what that thing's called. Gray walling or stonewalling, I don't know. But I've seen it on Reddit, right? Where it's like, it's not that you're going non-contact with somebody, but you just don't share with them. When they text you or call, you don't run to communicate with them. You will when you're ready. And it will be minimal info, right? Just really kind of cordial, small talk. How you doing? Oh, good. Me too. Good. And, but I think that this person, they've fed on, being in competition with you for so long that I think, at least in the context of your family dynamic, your extended family dynamic, it's so much part of their personality. And that's hard. So I think there's almost a sense of, like, feeling like you're taking that away from them. Even if they would never in a million years admit that, even it's not even a conscious thing to them necessarily. But I think that this is a time that is exciting for you. And I see you, getting there right here. And I see the house. I also see somebody playing a violin, maybe. So there is maybe a little bit of melancholy. But I also see we have the goddess, right? The primordial goddess here. The original source. And so... I'm looking at this and I think it really is, just kind of laying out a clarity and understanding of a just absolute realness to the whole thing, to the entire picture for you. That you're not going to sink into any one aspect of it. It's not going to get you. You have a purpose here, and this is a time of great flowering and blooming. We see the beautiful flower right here. And so there maybe is that melancholy, and kind of a sad a little bit of sad nostalgia. But I think you also, it's like, this is I am coming into myself. I am coming into that I am, right? I'm in my place of power. All of this stuff, I think of like a Bosch painting, right? Where there's just a lot of little situations. They're all surreal and insane looking, you know. And I think in some ways you're looking at the greater picture of life and you're thinking, okay, I'm following my path through all of this stuff. None of it is going to pull me down. I am, steadily fortified. I'm steadily moving into and, through these cycles, these things these ordeals, these pleasures, these evolutions that I have put my intention to. It is my will, to whatever you want to call it, ascend, activate, evolve and so on. So I feel like it's kind of like it is what it is here. I'm not responsible for how other people feel. Do my best to make them comfortable and love them as I do and express that in a way that is, open and honest. But I will not, absorb their stuff. Sir, please don't. Hello? What are you doing? Is that TT back there drinking water? I can hear her. All right, let's see. What else do we have going on? So we have SEA. First I thought it said EA. It reminds me of idea and abilities, ENA Day. If you know anything about old hip hop, that's then you know. Probably nobody on here. But yeah, great album, ENA Day. But let's see. So we have SEA. So C. So are you going to the ocean? Are you dreaming of the ocean? Are you landlocked like me? Always dreaming of it. I don't know, but it seems important. If it is quite literally the sea, or if this is an interior place, if this is, the unconscious, right? Potent dreams, emotionality, the kind of ebb and flow of things. So, I think it's just kind of a place where you must let yourself feel what you feel. But I also think that you are a person that, well, we're talking about Gemini. So I think you just are what you are in any given moment. And you feel what you feel. But I think that you are maybe... And I look at this as there's a person kind of falling, okay? And then we have, it looks like a temple. We have some kind of... I don't know what to call that, a barrier stone or, something to outline kind of the midway of the outer tenet, or what's it called? The sacred grounds that it surrounded temple. And I'm going back to that Bosch, what is it called? The Garden of Delight or something? I forget what it's called, but that's like the most famous one. So I feel like just trying to find the alignment here. But I think taking these things, these ordeals, the emotions, the potent nectar of these emotions that are happening within the ordeals, right? Putting them into an interior theater or temple, right? The theater within the temple. And playing these things out in a place that is constructive for you versus just letting it rule your life. And you're kind of just at the whim of your emotionality and reactions and so on. I think that kind of living, you have worked hard to limit, being just absolutely dragged around by, this roller coaster of arguments and dramas and things that are out of your control, really, how people behave and how they influence or affect your, psyche and emotions and whatever. So I feel like, you have this kind of real resolute kind of posture to you outwardly, but you bring this stuff into a place, not that you're totally internalizing it either and then just holding on to it, but you're bringing it into a place that is something like meditation or contemplation, active imagination, working through it in a place where you can look at it from many sides and process through, like, how do I want to go forward, instead of just instant reaction. Okay. And I think that is a big win. That's a big win. That is the success we're looking for, isn't it? And so it does. And this is where, those buds on the tree begin to flower, right? And they begin to go into their cycle of becoming that beautiful, the fruit of the thing. And, when we learn how to manage our energies, that is a place where the potential, it just becomes like exponential. So a beautiful time. All right, let's look at the Mary. I need to move your head for a second. The Mary Magdalene Oracle cards, and these are from Megan Watterson. Let's see. Illustrations by Moonjube. And why don't you come over here? Come on, mommy. Come on, you girl. Okay, are you going? You can sit over there. That's fine. All right, and we'll just flip through here. Stop where it feels right. It says the cave sanctuary exists within, and that's perfect. That's exactly what I'm talking. This is the temple inside of that interior landscape. This is the place where you go to do the work, right? You take those variables, those ordeals, the scenarios, the situations, you put them, you put them in your pockets, you take them into the cave, the temple, and you work through them. Okay, let's do one more. I want to do one more, TT. Sacred worth. I am worthy of love. And look at that, the sea right behind. She's on the beach. Sacred worth. I am worthy of love. So they go right with the reading. It's amazing how that happens sometimes. All right. Gemini, I want to say I love you and I thank you. It is always such an honor to be able to bring these messages to you. If you would be so kind as to like the video, it really does help the channel so much. And if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit the little bell. It'll let you know when the next videos are coming out. It is free to subscribe. And if you'd like to leave a comment, please do. I would love to hear from you. All right, Gemini, I love you. I love you. Take care of yourself. We're going to talk in just a few days. TT says goodbye. Can you say goodbye? Come here. You just want me to go put you to bed, I think. You silly. Come on. There she goes. Come on, girl. Can you say goodnight to these people? You little purry. She says, I don't purr on command, Mommy. There she goes. Yeah, you're my little purr baby, aren't you? Okay. Good night.